unrelated note, have y'all seen Dungeon Flippers?
No.
I know I've heard of it.
Fucking awesome 16-minute cartoon made by basically it's a passion project supported by Indiegogo, and I guess I'll put a link to it in the Discord at some point. But it's on YouTube, and it's about these two monsters who go around and like the dungeons are real estate, and they're trying to find the right dungeon for each magical creature. It's just super fun, and the animation's really nice too.
But is it free real estate?
Is the server up? When I continue game, nothing's happening.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay. Plus, they got some fun songs in there too. It makes me think of that picture of the dog leaping over the pool. And as they zoom in on its face, like the face looks like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make this jump, am I? One of the ones I stole it because I can't remember where I heard it. I swear to God, it was a Night Vale thing, but I can't find it in any other things. Is when you look into the abyss looks back. Does it? It wants to know why you're looking at it like that. Does it know you from somewhere?
That does sound like a Night Vale thing, doesn't it?
It does. It's just.
The Abyss would like to know your location.
I love their sponsorship, their fake sponsorships too. Like the part where he just talks about Hulu and he just says the word Hulu over and over at one point. Great times. I always wanted to ask them if they could do it for made up companies too. Like, for example, Ardos. Be like, yeah, this brought to you by Ardos. And then whatever crazy thing they're going to come up with for that,
We should talk about mods. So,
yes, I tried it at the very beginning. At that point, it was broken.
It works. Last time I tried it, it worked, but like it's not great. It adds concrete, but it's sort of like not really related to the like. I don't know how to put it. It's not like if you add concrete onto flat ground, you end up with a lump of concrete. You end up with lumpy concrete stuff. It doesn't really align to the. It's because planetary grids are. You know what? I take that back. It's probably because planetary surfaces aren't aligned with their voxel grids for some, like, if you did it on an asteroid and your station was aligned with the asteroid's voxel grid, it would be fine. Yeah, you would not be able to do that on a planet. It would not help you.
Yeah, when I tried it, when you first set up the server, also the hitboxes of the boxes it's created didn't really line up with the what you saw.
Oh, I didn't run into that. I was able to run around on the stuff. Of course, that was a single player game. I think it was set to do multiplayer. I don't remember. I've been trying a couple of mods with power, like electrical power for the suits. There's one that I looked into that basically radiates power up to 200 meters away. It just wirelessly charges your suit as long as you're within 200 meters of it. And there's another one that Zell turned me on to, which is basically you're carrying something that's like an oxygen bottle or a hydrogen bottle, except it's a battery. When your suit gets too low, it automatically recharges you, and eventually you have to put it into a machine to charge it back up.
I'd like to see one of those, honestly.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll have to put a link to it in the thing, but
that's weird. Why are you suggesting mods that I like myself? That's weird.
Spoon, you broke up there. What did you say?
Why are you suddenly suggesting mods that I like?
Well, it's definitely not because I'm Fezlathy. No.
Suspicious. Suspicious.
On a planet, it sure does.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it does not do that. Unless if you were in the exact right place on the planet, it would. You'd have to find a place where the voxels aligned. What's the other one I was looking at? There's a mod that puts in 3 new handheld guns that I like, but I know a lot of people aren't really into those. I like Jinx's answer. Have you tried being on the same continent as your microphone, Spoon?
No, it's a new one. Completely new continent. I actually discovered Atlantis. Don't tell anyone.
Okay, don't worry.
There were mermaids.
They were actually not.
What?
Okay, don't judge. Some people are into that.
We're all monster fuckers here, right?
I think it'd be especially good if they were like really sexy legs, like really long. No. If we took Spoon out. So,
Hey,
you know, something you don't see a lot in mainstream media is the idea of mermaids. They just kind of have that generic tail. You never see one with like a shark tail or anything like that, you know?
True, not in a lot of mainstream media.
Depends on the story. I mean, it's kind of like unicorns. What story have you been reading? That's
but
Siren.
They do that by being sexy, right? There's overlap. Yes.
Oh, so it was like a glamour.
Yeah.
Comet, are you trying to tell me something?
No, I'm just a VTuber. I look this way in real life. Totally.
Uh-huh. Of course.
Also, hey, Izzy, Comet is good. Mermaids would rip and tear, but she knows some who does it in the right ways. Oh yeah, definitely. So mods, though, I wanna like, I don't want this list of mods in the mod discussion thing to just keep growing without like me knowing what's going on and without me giving input. But I also don't want to look at them all the time.
Oh, yeah. Someone suggested Shell Still force fields, and I know why. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Has it been denied?
No, I said I didn't like it. I'm against it. I didn't veto it. So if I get outvoted here,
yeah, well,
I might.
Got 2 thumbs up and a thumb down. So.
Okay, so we've got a. So that's a good point, though. I'll just start deleting things. So defense shields.
Yeah, has been added. We don't need that anymore.
Well, I don't know that we need to delete them. I just want to keep like because I don't mind the discussion being visible. You know.
Maybe if you add a strike through, like highlight them. Can you change the text, like highlight the message and do a strike through on it?
I cannot edit them as far as I'm aware.
Rawr. Rawr. Rawr, rawr, rawr.
So we got the Guardians of the Galaxy mod added, right?
Not yet, but that will get added. Need to pull the stupid config file.
Mm.
Ugh.
Oh, it's broken?
What's
Oh,
up?
Yeah, then denied. If animation is wrong, I'm not
Ryan?
adding it. That's been
No.
added.
Okay, so this one's been dealt with. Oh, I'm. It's happening everywhere. Everyone's having Twitch problems today, right? It's not just me, or is it just me? No, it's just me.
I'm doing all right now, surprisingly.
Okay.
I got problems with my access points. That's unrelated to Twitch, though.
Yeah, I don't have any drop frames, but people are reporting spinning circles of death and stuff.
What I'm seeing is Comet is offline. Maybe I need to
Yeah.
refresh.
So that's not ideal. It says drop frame 0, but I definitely saw my upload drop to 0, and I'm not sure how those two things can coexist. Maybe I should restart my stream computer.
Unless that
haven't
it
done it for a
leads to
while.
drop frames
Or
due to network.
It's a
What do you say
Crimbus
happened?
miracle. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that as a. I was just trying to be funny. I didn't mean that as a dig to anybody who showed up or anybody who didn't. I was poking fun at myself,
Mm,
which I'm allowed to do. It's me. Nobody can stop me.
sure. Nope. So Soviets offered up the speed thing just to up the speed limit a couple of times. Do we have thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm tempted to go with the alternative.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of that. Something is you can catch up to large ships if you're pursuing them. Yeah, I would be in favor of that because that was insane. That's basically holding down forward thrust, right? Yeah.
So I wish that Soviet was here for this conversation because they're asking for the speed mod a lot. I don't think they want it for combat, but maybe they do. I'm guessing they just want to go fast and
Yeah. One way
Yeah.
to solve that could be to enable friendship drives in
slight-
gravity.
Is it a slight dragging speed?
No. No. It's no, it's if you flip the switch to enable friendship drives in gravity, I've tried it. It's actually pretty cool. You can't there's a much lower maximum speed limit and there's a minimum altitude that you can't go below or the drive cuts out. But
Hmm.
I hate to be that guy, but that sounds like a skill issue, my dude. Like that could be compensated for. I mean, no, I said that wrong. That came out very wrong. I shouldn't have used that. What I meant to say was like it feels like there are other ways around that problem. Well, just creep up on it. Plus, also, you don't just keep going. You drop to 3 kilometers a second. Although that would still put your ship. No, wait, your ship wouldn't be in danger because it won't fall to the ground as long as it stays in FSD. You just pull up. Oh, well. I think it would solve our fast travel problem for the people who want a higher speed. You know, although, yeah, I kind of wish Soviet was here too, so we could ask them, why do you want that?
Yeah.
Well, what problem are you trying to solve? And maybe we can help you with that. I am in favor of that configurable mod as long as we don't go too.
Oh, definitely not gonna set high considering with how much ping will a lot of us play here.
That's the reason why. That totally makes sense now. It's not
Why?
like, well, if you just say, oh, some people might run into things, like it's not because you're not paying attention or whatever, it's because your ping might go sideways on you and suddenly you're in a mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, God damn it.
Really? I feel like the opposite is true.
Define high speed.
There's a ton more stuff to hit on a planet, like the planet. And then a mountain comes along. Yeah. I don't know. Well, this is why I think that I mean, I know you're not in favor, and I. Okay, now that sounds like a skill issue. I mean, if you don't know how to make a ship invulnerable to damage as it's crashing into the ground, by the power of will, get good, brah. Okay, someone start a timer to when I accidentally crash into the ground and blow my ship apart. Because that's definitely going to happen. Anyway,
Hooray, I'm back.
wow. Yeah. What's minimum cruise speed? What does that mean? Aha. Oh, and I see. So you could just set that to the regular speed so that we're basically ignoring mass then. Like the normal game or the regular vanilla, whatever. Why can't I rotate? Why is the speed 140 then? What does that even mean? Ah, no.
Oh, BMW.
Oh, grid missiles, basically. Like, yeah, okay. Because I was gonna say, I like being able to dodge rockets, so. Base is really sticky right now. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Comment, what have you done?
No, I don't know. I'm not even logged in. I mean, I guess I'm in now, but I'm not doing anything. I'm looking at the
No, I'm
Discord
just
channel and
like,
mods.
like space is very sticky now. Comet, are you up to something? Like, is there something we should know about, or maybe something we
Oh,
don't want to know
sorry.
about?
Yeah. No, something you don't want to know about. Sorry. I just, sometimes you start talking about mods and you get really excited. You know how
You've
it
been a
goes.
very bad door, Comet.
I know. Oh, I do, but I was working on the trucker stop.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. The trucker stop has oh, it's not labeled.
Yeah,
No,
it
wait,
is.
there should be one in the medical room.
Yeah, no, there are two, and they're both labeled, and I respawned at one just now.
Oh, they're both labeled. Even the one that's sitting out on the tarmac.
Yeah, I labeled that.
Okay, good, because I'd forgotten to label that one apparently. Or maybe I did label it, or it's labeled now. There is one at the space stop that is just kind of there. That's my fault. Perfect. Do the thing.
Had me paranoid there was still damage from the from before the restore.
Whoops,
How?
magic.
That we hadn't gone back
Dark
far enough or
magic.
something. Where are you? What are you looking at?
Oh, it's that's that corridor airlock.
Oh, in the big room? Okay.
Oh, the canteen.
Yeah, that one's Laffy's. I don't set foot in there much until I'm not setting foot in there much until it's done.
Yeah. Don't I think the airlock that's in there is actually one you added, but
Oh, one of those. Yeah.
it's a trap.
It's an elaborate ruse.
All right. Maintenance stores. Technically, I don't need maintenance stores on both ends, but whatever. Gonna be a deluxe. Yeah, ha ha ha, both ends.
Oh, Spoon, you bonked me. I didn't notice it. Did the bonk go off?
Look like it, yes.
Did you hear it? Or you probably weren't listening. Let me go poke with that again. I
What
don't
the
know how I would
hell?
have not heard it.
I ground a
Probably just
block, and it went
skip
partly
this one.
grinded back to normal, and then ground away. Very strange. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So it sounds like we're all like willing to go with that configurable speed mod.
Yeah.
Sure.
And y'all know that I vote for for letting the friendship drive work in gravity. But I understand Zell's thing. Yeah, well, we could use that shield, but yeah.
You only got one shield.
Okay.
Yes.
Fucking awesome. Sweet.
Yes.
So what's that one do?
Gravity generators. Yeah.
Don't go too nuts with the grid, though.
I get what you mean, though. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, those are boxes. Those are boxes that don't connect to
Yeah.
the grid. I mean, to the conveyor network.
Yeah, they're basically decorative storage. Although I did think the shrunk down versions were kind of cute. I loved the big refinery that was like 4 small blocks high and like 2 by 2 small blocks. It was so cute.
Okay, so that's a yes on this one, but it hasn't been added yet.
Yep.
Okay, I'll put a hollow checkbox in there. Simple laser multi-tools. So is that just?
Yeah, and their precision. You can point at a block and say, that is the block I want to get.
Mm.
Yeah, it'd be better for like shipyards and stuff. Or if you need to build something large and you can't easily get into it with a weld grid or pistons or any of that. Because some ships have a weird shape to them, and the automated stuff is neat. Like, I mean automated like the automated vanilla stuff, but there are some things that just won't do.
I'm down. Spoon, thoughts?
How deep does it go?
What the hell is this boundary? What is this?
And are they actually that ugly?
They're not that ugly. What are you talking about?
Oh god. Looks like a fucking rave party in the screenshots.
No. You're German. You're supposed to love those.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a single block too that does all 3 actions.
Yeah.
But my beautiful, beautiful rotating arms.
I'm in favor of it. Hey, I'm in favor of it, and I built a ship that like drops tools and picks up other tools to do different jobs.
So if I
Yeah.
edit, you're getting rid of that abomination.
What do you mean abomination? Oh wait, which abomination? Laffy's abomination.
Laffy's abomination.
Sure, I'll definitely, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well,
I just have one module that had like 3 of those multi-tool things on the front of it.
I guess that's better. A bit.
What have you got against my Starfolly?
Not enough.
Is it that Spoon hates the Starfolly or just that Spoon hates Laffy?
The Starfolly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think Spoon hates the big rig. That's the large one that carries all the Starfolly stuff. He looks over and he's like, "Oh, this abomination is still here," and I'm like,
that also, yes.
"Oh, okay, so it's both of them." Yeah.
I suppose I could add more thrusters.
So yeah, I'm fine with the multi-tools. I'm happy with it. I like the idea of precision lasers. I'm gonna be a little bit of a baby about my ship being obsolete, but only a little bit.
You can still use it, just like same as like.
Well,
You don't
yes,
even have
it's
to do that if
obsolete.
you don't want to.
Right, but it's obsolete. It's worse than this option.
Ah,
Like the jump drive in the chiclet is worse than sticking an FSD in it. For the
true.
most part.
But the way I
Whatever
look
put
at
it-
it is,
whatever
it's just a
put that
game.
in.
You don't have to be the
Yeah.
best at everything. I
Nope.
mean,
No. Well, no. It's just a little sad when you put all that effort into something and then oh well, it's not useful. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not like salty about it. I promise.
that is
Yeah,
nice.
that does sound nice. Yeah, although that does remind me that ideally I try to design ships so that I can like get in there with the welder on by foot, if nothing else, to weld things. And it
Yeah,
feels like I'm removing engineering challenges when I'm making that not necessary.
no doubt it will
Like it
create
feels like it's
new and
removing a bunch of
plausible
engineering
challenges.
challenges. Will it?
Okay, don't count on the multi-tool mod. I'm looking at the dependency. Apparently, it's breaking for a lot of people.
Oh,
Yeah. The world.
oh.
So we're gonna have to test that.
I'm working on a question mark that we're considering it, but aren't a yes on it yet.
Very clever. I like it.
So relative top speed, we were a yes on that one too, right?
Yes.
And then Azimuth Industries Mega Pack.
Oh God, fucking. Oh wait, no.
Wait, which one was that?
There's a couple of
Ooh.
cockpits too that are open to space, but they've, hypothetically, they've got some kind of umbilicus in them so that when you sit in them, they give you oxygen and hydrogen. If they're plumbed in,
I like that.
obviously.
I like that. So they're better at braking than they are at accelerating? Interesting.
Which is nice. You could make a slight wyvern cage.
A very slight wyvern cage.
No, wait, isn't that a different mod that does the freight elevators? So you could actually have an elevator up to Beanstalk, possibly. Yeah, the only way I was thinking of that is basically a taxi service. Like you park your ship at the top and then you call for a little drone that comes up and carries you down in style. It's an Uber
Mhm.
with no driver.
Hi, Flower. How dare you duck me when we're talking about mods? I'll mod your face with these feathers.
Quack, 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 quack.
I was
Quack,
bummed
quack,
about
quack,
that
quack.
drone thingy. That was fucking awesome. Man, if you guys
It
could see
includes
it
a
in
shield
action.
mod.
What?
Azimuth includes a shield mod.
Those aren't real shields. They're a thing that
Oh,
stands off from your ship. They're like a layer of armor that's yeah. They're kind of literally a shield in that it's like something you hold in your hand that gives spacing between your body and the thing that's trying to hurt you. But it's a physical object.
interesting. Okay, yeah, that's not nearly as objectionable. That's kind of funny, actually. I like it.
It has some other antennas too, doesn't it?
Ooh, colored flames on thrusters.
Man, I wish that plugin had worked. There was a plugin that did that.
Prettier ore detectors.
And it doesn't have any dependencies of any kind. It's because it's
Wait,
mostly
their
cosmetic.
elevator. I'm so confused.
What?
It says the elevator is intended to use on pistons.
Oh,
piston
then
elevator.
So it's just like we already have an elevator like that.
Is it just an enclosed box?
Yep.
Is it? Still wouldn't really help me. I'm not building a piston. Not building a piston 4 kilometers long. We.
Well, as long as the pin comment isn't accurate anymore. I say yes.
Accurate? What? Are we
As
attacking
long as
comment now?
No, the pinned comment. Yeah, that's a couple of years old, so I hope not. Blocks randomly disappearing.
It's still pinned.
Never run into that.
So I hope that's been fixed. Yeah, let's hope that's fixed then. Because I don't want to track that shit down. Ugh.
Weapons mod includes weapons mod tab. Conveyor launcher. Rocket launcher that connects to the conveyor launcher.
That makes it sound like it just launches conveyors at people.
Right? Other than that, some prettier Gatling guns.
I wish there was a mod that added
Oh,
more
thank you for
antennas.
flower. This one does add more antennas.
Fair enough,
Azimuth
yeah.
mod. That must
Some of those reactors look cooler. They have like heat fins on them and stuff.
Any thoughts, Spin?
Well, yes. Assuming the pin comment isn't accurate anymore, which I assume it is, considering how old it is.
Okay. So mark it down as accepted. I mean, we may test it and decide not to accept it. And then concrete tool we decided against.
Yep.
Did we have an icon for no? Yeah.
X maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, like the no smoking sign. That probably has a name, but I don't know what it is. Isn't that just in Space Engineers though? Because, whatever.
And then we've talked about Soviet speed mod, and we're gonna check with them to make sure that we understand what he needs from it.
You should add
And then other
them
than
in
I
the
did.
thing. I think no, you added you responded to Zell's thing. I don't see an at from them for them in it.
We're talking about mods
Oh,
now.
never
It's
mind. I see it. That was above that one. So what about shall still force fields? Is that the one where the welders don't interact well with the field?
It looks. It looks like it's just a block that's got a force field, like that's like a force field wall.
Yeah. And there are some blocks with no edges. They're like the center of a force field. So you could theoretically make a force field of any size. Although force fields
Right.
without edges are a bitch to take care of. Once you put them, they're kind of just there. It's very hard to get a hold of them. I suppose if you shoved a grinder into them, that would get rid of them. I don't know. Never tried. Yeah, pay no mind to me. I think I'm thinking of in creative mode. Alrighty.
It says updated in 2017 though.
Yeah, a lot of Shellsel stuff is like that.
Yeah, I see them commenting on it.
Yeah.
You know, one application I could see for it is stuff like kind of like the elevator that I'm working on right now, where in real life you could make sealed joints, but in Space Engineers you kind of can't, unless you put force fields in. Then physical objects can pass through, and you're sort of hand waving the, you know, the whole thing that you would basically just have. You know,
If that's what this is that what it is?
it's a force field that has no collision mesh. It stops air, not people, and not things.
Oh, I thought this was
So
like a force field to stop things like bullets and stuff.
nope, it's the opposite of that. It's a lot more like well, the opposite would be something that attracted bullets, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's like what do you call it? It's like the things in Star Trek, the oxygen fields that
For me
As opposed to the things in Star Trek, the force field. Different thing.
Yeah.
The NanoWall mod is running
it's
publicly,
confusing because that
whereas at present, Space
because
Engineers
the
has
force
released
field, yeah,
several
it's the
other
force fields in the
scientifically
hangars. People and ships could
Yeah.
pass through, but not oxygen.
Right.
I think that Star Wars has something like that too, but they don't say
Yeah.
anything about it because they're at least not in the movies.
Episode 3. Literally the opening scene.
Well, I mean, in the Tridge, they fly into, I think, the Death Star, and there's no fucking doors. They just pass through. They just, I'm guessing they just didn't have the technology to create a convincing field at that time.
Star Wars pioneered a
That would
whole lot of
be
what it did.
that would be because the stuff with Anakin in it was made in the 90s and the 2000s, whereas the Tridge was made in the 70s and the early 80s. You had to make movies out of rocks and sticks back then, remember?
Yeah, yeah, and
No
they
one knows
were.
why.
It is.
Yeah.
I understand that episode 4 was meant to be a standalone that we didn't have a sequel to, and then it did really well. And like, oh, we need to make a sequel to this. I don't know if that's true because it seems like it was always meant to be in a series from the fact that they called it episode 4.
Yeah.
They didn't in the beginning, though.
Didn't they?
Nope, that got added later.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
I do like it. I mean, it enables something like, just because it enables things like there was a station I had back in the day that had a piston going up the side of the shaft, and it had like an arm sticking out that had the car on it for the elevator, and because of the force fields, that would work. Well, I'm in favor. You're in favor.
Against.
Yeah. It lets you point at a block and say, I only want to grind this block with the hand. It pretty much affects the hand tools. the two things that are neat about it is that it lets you grind away a block, just the block you're pointing at, if you want. If you hit the hotkey. Yeah, so you can separate blocks from grids without having to grind away every block around them. And the other thing is that you can point at a particular block and say, I only want to grind away this block, which is really nice if you are grinding, close to something with some fiddly bits and you accidentally, it saves you from accidentally cutting something off you didn't mean to. There's also the
this
weld
pad
plates.
that's interesting too. Yeah.
What?
I'm reading about it right now. And yeah, the weld pad that is a merge block that gets consumed on you, so you don't have to undo it. That sounds pretty cool.
I
Go
haven't
on. Give me a better
tried though.
explanation.
I was just going to mention those. I haven't tried them myself. They seem interesting, but I've never used them. I've only used the other two modes, and those are just fucking sweet. To be fair, when you're attaching anything with pistons or rotors or hinges, you're taking your life in your hands.
You are.
Like you're trying to weld a piston to a platform to like. Well, that's what I mean. Is like when you're reaching out with the piston and you're trying to add a thing to the top of the piston, or maybe put a thing back on that you lost. Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing in different ways. It's okay. He also made Build Info. Yes, that's the one. Fucking amazing. Or they. I wonder if they have a donation page. I know M Master does, and almost no one uses it.
Oh. A veto.
Yeah, bummer.
Oh, then.
Oi, oi, oi. Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we're
that was
talking
someone
about
saying they were
existing.
experiencing it in February and no response after that. So I think this is a veto. Yeah.
Bummer. Oh well.
That really sucks. I really like the promise of this mod.
We could just veto merge pads. We just say don't use merge pads.
Yeah,
Only if
no.
that's easily configurable.
Yeah, if that was configurable, I don't know. What's I gonna say? No, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah.
Well, we've already vetoed this thing, haven't we? Are we still looking at it?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh well. Shit happens.
Back to the game itself.
Let's
For me.
see, there's a thing.
You know, I haven't been in the moon base yet. You see, it's not got a Stargate.
Doesn't have a Stargate yet because I didn't know where to put one.
Mm.
Suppose I could just slap
have-
one on.
Does it have a good place for a ship to dock?
Yeah, there's Beanstalk, and I can clear away the. Depends on how large of a ship. If it's a small ship, then no problem. If it's a larger ship, you'd have to dock at the Beanstalk and come down.
Why is that?
What? Why?
Who owns the Chicklets respawn room?
I suspect it's server replacement shenanigans.
No. I think it's when it's spun out, widely spun out.
Well, that's what I mean. I think. I'm sorry, I said that badly. What I meant was that, like, when somebody had to copy paste something in.
Well, yeah, right. That's what I thought you meant. Regardless, I've been able to spawn there before, recently even.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like Spoon had to rebuild the remake the Chicklid for me at one point when
Gravity drives.
when
the gravity drive tended towards a planet.
I'm sorry.
All breaks.
Oh yeah, it
Oh.
drifted toward the
I didn't
planet.
believe
Right,
it does.
right. It took a bunch of ships with it too. Oh god. I'd totally forgotten about that.
So now that I've got my highlight damage back on, apparently I've got a couple of other damage blocks on the oh, what's this ship called? I forgot. I keep forgetting the name. The Mudskipper. So I'm gonna go fix those up. Oh yeah.
You know what's funny is we'll get mods like for mobile grids, and I'll be like, yeah, I don't really want to use that because I want to have this somewhere else, and it's like, what? Like I'm questioning my own motives. Like, what? Oh, brain. Why you gotta do it like that? I don't know, Justine, am I even talking sense at all? Like, does anyone even
No.
understand the crazy thing I'm saying?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, yeah.
Like, I don't want to build a thing. Like, there's a part of me that doesn't want to build a rover with the Emporium rover cockpit because then it's dependent on that and it can only live in this server or in another server that has that. And I'm like, but that's ridiculous, dude. You're limiting yourself so much then. Yeah.
I usually wind up building blueprints, redesigning a ship for every server I play on. Anyway,
That makes sense. Yeah.
but part of that's just because that's what's more fun for me is to build a new design each time.
Fair enough. I also, well, some ships, like for example, if you built it with the rover cockpit, with that, particularly with that one that is multiple things in one, you can't really. I mean, you're kind of dependent on that design, but whatever. Like I said, I mean, it's kind of irrational. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh shit! I need steel plate. Well, maybe you need steel plate. Did you ever think about that?
Quack.
Spoon, you ducked me again. Why did you duck me?
Because you're so ducking
Why?
adorable.
Well, duck you.
Duck me yourself, you coward.
I can't ducking believe this. Why?
By the way, if
Quack,
y'all
quack, quack.
haven't tried the conveyor X-ray, highly recommend it. Although you're probably gonna want to change its hotkey. But it
Like going
is-
invisible is funny.
Everything goes invisible except you. Kama, did you want a recessed connector or one that sticks out?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't picked what ship I'm going to come visit with.
Well, if it's a small ship,
Um,
then you probably want to come directly down to the planet. Then, if it's a large ship, I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out when you get here.
It's on the moon?
Yep, it's on the moon. Hang on, let me shoot you the coordinates. Somebody.
Speaking of the moon, we still need to fill Luffy up with ice.
No, I don't need any more goddamn ice, Spoon.
Not too bad, I added the shield, so now you're getting ice.
I'm gonna throw up a shield that specifically excludes you. You're like, stay away.
Sure you want to try that?
Challenge accepted.
Time for teleportation.
Although, if it was a safe zone, I suppose you could set yourself to ignore safe zones.
Yep, that's even easier.
Spoon? Next
I know, right? But no, I don't need any
thing
more
you know,
goddamn
you're gonna
ice.
tell me you're gonna do something evil.
Not right now, okay? Just chill out.
But well, you would be pretty sure if you had more ice.
Note to self: booby trap docking.
Oh, I can appreciate a good booby trap.
That could never ever go wrong. Like that won't escalate or anything, you know.
No?
Yeah, this is one of the many, many reasons why a lot of the prank ideas I have, I'm like, nah, not gonna do that. Aside from
Yeah.
the fact that it's just a dick move to do those kind of things, you do that to somebody, it signals they can do it to you, and then,
Mhm. And then you have an arms race.
uh-huh. And I'm
That's
dead
because
inside.
your arms are quitters.
Comet's answer better.
Do what?
I like Comet's answer better. Comet, you can stay.
Yay! Somebody likes me.
A friend of mine
Liking
said
comments?
that,
I could
like,
never.
we were in an elevator with this guy and he told some kind of joke and my friend was like, I like you. You can stay.
But I don't want to stay in the elevator.
Well, now you have to, because that's just the way it is. You didn't
Yeah.
know what you know what it is. You didn't say what floor you wanted, so
I said yes. I want all the floors.
yeah, I feel like if Lathy's the one operating the elevator, that's a good way to get quantum divided so that you're technically on every floor until you interact. Or maybe there's just
What
a
have I
clone
done?
on every floor, a different instance.
I like that one. I could finally get some shit done.
Help, I forgot how to paint.
I'm reminded of a guy.
One button.
Have you got it under control,
The
Comet?
mouse button.
Yeah, I just pushed the wrong button and made a vast swath of gray paint when I meant to pick up a color.
Ugh. I wish that there was a way to paint like without touching the colors. Like if I could just say, okay, I like this color scheme, but I want it in rusted armor now. You know, all the blocks,
Yeah.
rusted armor. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Right. I am moving the privateer. So I need to turn all of its thingies on. Oh man, I had a thing the other day. I was in single player and I'd taken over a pirate base and I was almost out of hydrogen.
Great time. Should I meet for this?
No.
All right. Cass, welcome in and thank you so much for the raid. Everyone who's not familiar with her should definitely check Cass out. She is sometimes a VTuber and sometimes a Flesh Tuber now. And good morning, Cass. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Is this
Hi,
the
Cass.
Cass who created that vehicle that's still around here?
Yep.
Yes, it is actually.
Oh,
Thalassa. Command. Shout out Cass the computer.
is it gonna do the thing?
Thalassa. Also, Cass is here. You should say hi and tell us if you have anything to say about her.
I like your I like your name, Cass. Cass the computer. That's cool. You might want to reconsider Flesh Tuber, Comet. That sounds like a very dirty potato. And I don't mean like regular dirt. Maybe it's because you guys have damaged my brain. You've corrupted me.
Success!
Oh wait, no. Then I think
Thalas is going to refrain from gushing about you this time. And Thalas is done talking now.
Oh, good.
Womp womp.
Right? You and Cass are so... sorry, you and Thalassa are so cute, Cass.
Ah man, I hate that multi-stream doesn't show me everyone's chat.
Yeah, that's why
the
I
one
like
Spoon linked
how the
to.
next thing.
Oh, I have to switch between the different modes.
Yep.
I don't have the screen real estate for that because I'm using a second computer.
Meet more monitors.
I think you're talking about different things, guys.
No,
I
more
think Matthew
monitors
is
would also
talking-
solve the problem, but the smaller computer doesn't have multiple I mean, it has 2 monitors connected to it, but one of those is the monitor it shares with the Beast. And so it'd be a little awkward to try and watch you guys stream on the same monitor that I'm playing Space Engineers on. I have to be like switching back and forth to the inputs every second.
So you definitely need more monitors.
Yeah, I used to have 9.
9?
9.
Like at once on one computer?
Uh-huh.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
Wow, yeah, even I think that's a bit excessive.
And that's
Well,
telling
to
you
be
something
fair,
that's going
they weren't
excessive.
homogenous. Like, some of them I didn't use all the time, but it was like, but there were other times when I've split them all out. Oh, escort drones.
So, what was the use case?
Having lots of documents open for like references for coding, talking to
Huh.
multiple people back when you could split chats to different windows. Oh, hello, escort drone. Let's be buddies.
Yeah, I've
It's
always
lock
hated the
on.
one window model that's become overwhelmingly common now.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It sounds like we have the same strong opinions.
Some of them. This one, anyway. Got a raid one for
TNIRC.
dinner. All right, Cass, thanks for coming in. I appreciate
You're
you.
not hitting this guy?
Have a good one. Did I look to see if the shout out
Bye,
happened?
Cass.
I didn't talk about your game. Link's Awakening, though. I hope that was fun. Bye, Cass.
Damn it, why is it so hard to get mission kill on these bastards? You dead yet? Not you, Sal. Although, that is also a valid question, I suppose.
You do
Alright.
realize I'm the one keeping you alive.
Ember
Maybe
Vicus
you
assault
should keep my
thingy.
battery topped up with
No, I was afraid of that.
What happened?
No.
Oh no, did you fuck up your interior paint job?
No. I've got some of my damaged light armor blocks. I think are unwelded light armor blocks that are inside of just a thick wall of stuff that's not armor blocks.
Sounds like a multi-tool thing.
Well, if it
I
doesn't
don't
break
think
the
even a
world,
slight dragon cage could fix that. Hello, assault
No.
corvette. Oh,
oh,
wait,
that's
no.
impossible from a couple days ago.
Wait, no, you guys are thinking of precision welding. I thought the
There were
multi-tools
quite a few
configuration
discussions.
needed-
There's no discussion board on the framework.
Wait, are you guys sure you're not confusing the multi-tool with precision welding?
No, I'm talking about tool core, the framework it uses.
Oh, fuck me sideways then. Yeah, no, that's... Motherfucker.
Remember how
Although Jinx reported he didn't have issues
I
yet.
didn't get him properly charged either.
Requires testing.
Damn you! How are you still alive? I poured enough bullets into you to slice a ship in half.
Yep. Allegedly. There were a couple of them. I don't know, that's why it requires testing.
Yeah. And Zell, you know that Zell and I between us are we have a very special
Mhm.
relationship with technology, so if it still works for us.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, very special technology. That's why I have to keep fixing the server when we play all together, right? Mm-hmm. Again, I won't trust anything until I tested it.
Weapon core is so weird. I get why you guys say that it needs. You know, this is actually kind of a cute little ship. It's a shame to blow holes in it.
Oh no, nightmares, Izzy. I'm sorry to hear that.
Ugh, yeah, that's
That sounds awful.
what I hate is sometimes, like, usually when I have a nightmare, it's because my alarm went off and I don't wake up. And so I've got this thing where, like, there's a radio or a TV or something that's playing music and it won't stop no matter what I do. And everyone else is like, dude, what's wrong? Why are you even worried? Or they can't hear the music. They're like, what are you talking about? And I'll, like, take the
Yeah.
batteries out and I'll smash it and the song keeps playing. And I'm like, I'm in hell.
So this is a shield, huh, Zell? So this is a shield, huh?
You can also customize the appearance a little bit.
Whoa. I like it.
All right. You have any other surprises for me? Bugs me sometimes that these drones that are basically like 3 blocks, that somehow they can survive this kind of punishment.
Oh, it's
They should just be like not there anymore. They're trying to occupy the space at the same space as all the bullets, just all of them. Like I went from 50,000 to 40,000 rounds when I fired at those 2 drones. Hmm. I don't see an anti-personnel field. Oh wait, no, it totally has some kind of block thing. What is that? I hate those fucking blocks.
I think actually trying to get me out to deliver the ice.
Spoon, any ice ship that comes near the lunar thing before I need more ice will be shot down. Just as a warning.
Oh, so we are having that arms race now?
Apparently.
Well, the thing is, it all started with an ice race.
That's
Which
true.
you
That's
wouldn't
already
have
kind of an armament.
I wouldn't have seen coming, you know? Depends on whose side you're on.
Only if you join my side.
Well, I was gonna say the same thing. See, now you sound like, yeah. EEM credits or space credits?
What about
I do. 100 million, I could scrape that together. Yeah. Alright. Where's the fucking door? Wow.
what the fuck is this song?
You know, it's funny. It's things like this that make me sort of understand multi-billionaires who have like more money than God and all the angels combined, and they're still trying to knock you over and go through your wallets for change. It's like there's an addiction to it. Yeah, and the thing is that once they it's a way of keeping score. It's that dopamine thing, I think. Another thing I understand all too well from video games is the idea that if you have a super awesome, crazy gun that kills everything except squid, you're going to want to use it. Every problem starts
Yeah.
to look like something that could be solved with that. And I'm like, if this is how I feel in games, there are probably people who have access to real weapons like this and feel the same way I do and don't recognize that real people don't respawn or they don't care. Piston
Yep.
welding.
I know, right?
Yep.
Really.
I think the closest thing I ever came to one of those violence in video game things was when I played Wolfenstein for over an hour down in the basement, and then I came upstairs and I saw my dad and my half brother and his wife, and I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna kill all these people. I don't have any ammo.
Okay, that's concerning.
A little bit, and then but the thing is that I immediately was like, wait, I'm not in the game anymore. You know, like.
Yeah, I have a policy of not driving for a certain amount of time after I stop playing Grand Theft Auto.
That does seem reasonable. Like, there's the Tetris effect, you know? Huh.
Grand Theft Auto? I mean, I'm not playing it to cause a bunch of disruption. Firstly, I can only do it once in real life. Only once am I going to be driving down the wrong side of the street and like driving along the center line and flipping off things because I'm gonna fuck that up.
Well, you can do the Grand Theft Auto stuff, but you wouldn't go very far before the police or the army got onto you, and because you can't. Well, that's what I'm saying is you can't do that in real life. I mean, you can, but only once, like Comet was saying. Whereas in Grand Theft Auto, you can.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but no, damn it. Now the thing is, I have a weird relationship with games because on the one hand, there are a lot of times when I'm like, oh, I don't want to hurt these NPCs, you know. But then when I go into Grand Theft Auto, I'm like a fucking murder hobo. I'm like,
See, I play Grand Theft Auto when I'm not a murder hobo.
What?
That's-
That's weird.
wait. What did you say, Comet?
I say I play Grand Theft Auto and I'm not a murder hobo like most people. I'm like
That's-
not motivated to just hurt people on the sidewalk. I'm like, I want to go run away from these cops. I don't want to hurt all these people most of the most of the time. Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes I'm in rare form and change my mind about these things.
Well, see, this is why I don't like the later games and why, I mean, I don't have anything against them. I'm just saying it's a personal preference, just to be clear. Is that for me, from what I've seen, they look too realistic. I don't want blood flying everywhere. I want the cartoon things of the originals where, yeah, you're killing people, but they're not real. It's obviously not real. It's exaggerated. It's over the top. And so I'm just like, yeah, sure. I'm a fucking creature of chaos. Rah! Well, I love Goat Simulator. The only thing I hate about that game is no one tries to stop you. You don't have a bunch of cops or army people who are like, give yourself up, Goat. It's over. And then it turns out that no, it's not over. They broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, and yeah. That is the one thing that is missing for me from that game is that no one really tries to stop you. People just run away. And even then, they only run away if you're doing something to someone in their sight. Like, no one's ever heard of this goat that is going around throwing people and knocking them over and things like that and stealing their stuff.
sounds like a normal goat.
The goats where you come from are really intense.
Yeah, normal goats.
Actually got to feed a goat the other day. It was a couple of years ago now, but that's one animal I can check off my list of animals that I know exist but haven't actually. Like, there's a part of my brain that doesn't believe in them because I've only seen pictures and videos, and like
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen pictures and
My
you see what
human,
I'm. Yeah.
my human's grandfather owned a farm, and she used to headbutt a little billy goat.
What
Little
could
baby goat.
possibly go wrong?
We were just little headbutt things. We're headbutting each other, and
I
that's
guess as
what's
a
wrong
goat
with her today.
understands how hard is acceptable, then
Well, no, it's a baby. It was a baby too. It couldn't hit very hard,
okay,
and it was looking for someone to playfully headbutt.
yeah,
That explains the
I'm-
brain damage.
It does, doesn't it?
yeah. I would also like to see a cow. I have seen and petted a horse. I would love to ride a horse because I haven't done that since I was too young to remember.
I am
Huh.
concerned that the cows that my human has seen have been not treated very well. But all that I know about them is that they always have this scowl on their face, like fuck everything. I hate everything about my life. I hate you. I hate this field.
Yeah.
Or maybe that she's just personifying things.
To be fair, a lot of cows do just look like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Like that grumpy cat.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently cows can be very affectionate and they can be like pets, which makes me like it's one of those things that I sort of use cognitive dissonance on. Like I compartmentalize because of I like hamburger. You
Nom,
know,
nom, nom.
I
Yeah.
do feel like we need to treat these animals more humanely if we're going to be eating them.
So tasty.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Well,
to
it's
be
like the
fair, my
saying.
humans, the farm that my humans grandfather had was like it was the exact thing that you hear about in stories that people say isn't real anymore. That's like so far from factory farming. Like they just had a big barn, they had a big field, like a big field, like as far as the eye could see, and they had a fence and stuff to eat and drink, and that was their lives. That was it.
That sounds like that sounds like a good deal. You get a life free from predators, and then you are, you're euthanized without pain and fear. You don't know what's going on, and then whatever
I
happens
don't know what
next.
happened at the end of their lives, actually, but like it was a dairy farm, so they weren't like being. Now that I think
Oh
about it, they were
yeah, they're
not
probably
being
they're just
eaten for
being
meat,
milked.
butchered.
So yeah.
Yeah,
I love that there are places that are set up so the cows can milk themselves. Like they'll go into the milking machine and it'll like attach to them and do the thing, and then it'll let them go again. And so they're just like, yeah, when I need to be milked, I go to this machine. That's kind of neat.
that sounds really cool. I'm trying not to make any dirty jokes about when I need to be milked
I
to go to the
know.
machine. Trying really
Yeah.
hard.
Aha. It doesn't sound like you at all, Comet.
But
Maybe
I'm
it's
gonna
just
be
Fazlathi
good.
pretending to be Comet.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No!
Wait, no, I'm pretty sure. But then again, I would say that. The one thing we can count on is that if I ask Comet if she's actually me, then she has to say if she's really me. That's the Latin code.
But then do it.
Oh, okay. Well, yep. Then we're doomed.
Doom.
Yeah, that's
Turn button.
doomed.
Also, Nebulord Official, thank you for the follow. Your name has been entered into the passenger registry of my ship, the Starmaid. You may come and go as you please. And just to clarify, the Starmaid is not a ship that you will see in the game, because the Starmaid is a ship from which I, the mermaid from space, am streaming onto Twitch. What is my arm doing today? Arm hand tracking is dead again. And so this is usually the point where I start gesticulating while I speak. But instead of the part where I step away while I speak. Anyways, the Starmaid is a ship from which I broadcast to Twitch, and the ships in the game are ships in a video game. Thanks for hiding the arm situation for me, Spoon. I appreciate it. I knew you got my back. Anyway, so VNC has been dumb lately, and I think I need to update something. So I need to step away to my hand tracking PC to go look at what the problem is, but I don't have to step far. I'll be alone.
Quack, 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 quack. Quack, quack.
What
quack.
is my arm doing today?
I stay right back. Like
That is a hilarious
right going anywhere.
question out of context. Yeah, there's also like there is also a mental illness where you look at, hello Nebulord, thanks for dropping in. You will look at like you're really in control. It's a delusion. Like I'm not talking about exactly the thing you're talking about. That sounds more like an organic problem with the brain itself. But in this case, it's a delusion that your arm is not your arm or your body is not your body or things like that. And so, like...
Oh, Zell, you're streaming too, aren't you? I just realized I don't think I ever put you in my title today. Let me go ahead and do this.
Oh, shitballs. Yeah, I don't think I put you in mine either. Though in my defense, I can barely beat Bip Bops.
But yeah, Nebulord, this is a community stream. So people can join if they are members of any of our communities to the point where we can vouch for you or like ultimately like regularly recognize your name. So yeah, stick around and there may be room for you too.
My intrusive thoughts said that I should vouch for a random person. What? Who happening? Oh, I see it. That's cool. Oh, it looks like a googly eye from where I am. Yeah, I gotta put some lights on that fucking thing before it's too late. It's an accident waiting to happen, and my philosophy is to diffuse those.
It looks very different with your guys' different skyboxes on your stream.
I can't see Zill's stream because I'm only got the three-way multi-stream right now, and one of the streams is mine. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I really need my own fucking stream. Thanks.
Speaking of, did I ever? I didn't pin the new one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What a cute
suppose it-
emote, Nebula Lord.
All right,
I'll let
roll,
Spoon
roll,
create
roll your boat.
multi-stream one. And I'll just steal that. Hee hee.
What the who?
Oh, I'm faster than you.
Or Spoon will beat me to it.
If I find
Sweet.
out you use
If I click
bait,
on that,
I'm never closing
do
your
the
heart
thing.
again.
Although both sides, it's not quite the phrasing I would use when there were 4 of them.
Ah, shit, you're right.
But you know what? I'm a native English speaker, and some people aren't, so there can be allowances made.
there's a lame ass fucking ad in
Nope,
one of
I'm
these
not having that.
playing goddamn music.
What's playing goddamn music?
Aha.
Yes?
If God can be damned, then he must be damned. He is an inferior God. He must be struck down.
Okay, there now. I've still got damage highlighting on. Good. Good. I've been meaning to go and fix up the chicklid, and I'm gonna do more last touches things on the chicklid. What is happening here?
I'm trying to figure out whose streams I'm watching where. Okay, I think I got this now.
If you're
see
in music, it's
Cell.
probably me.
On a landing pad on the moon. Alright. Whoa, shit, I just blew right past my objective. God damn
Don't do
it.
that.
Distracted driving.
What have I got on my playlist in the lounge in the chicklid? Currently playing Space Funk. Good. What else is
Neat.
on?
Turn.
I mean, we've got a bunch of music. And check out the sound block or the jukebox block.
I want to play that. I need to listen to that Clang Drive song. I love that.
I know, it's great. It's so dumb.
Yeah, you don't want YouTube to come for you in the night or the day. Or
What beautiful things do we do together, or each their marvel of ship or base? If you're asking what I think you are, we've got some communities, like some together projects and some solo projects. Like right now, I'm working on one of my ships that's pretty much a solo project. So I got the roof in gray and
turn.
Yeah, I'm working on an ice one, which is pretty much a solo project, but is supplying a lot of the community ones.
That's
Whether
true.
you want it or not.
Yes.
Applying, inflicting, something.
Okay, so Spoon's got a force feeding kink. I'm not gonna judge. Okay, I am.
I'm not getting sexual pleasure from it, so
Sure, I
My
believe
leg's
you.
disabled. I hope you didn't need any of those.
nah.
Is the only thing it's
Sounds
suited
fake
to
news.
me.
You know, this is also your base. Uh-huh. I think the Trinity needs more ice, Spoon. What the?
Yes. Ooh, that does sound good.
Gonna make it rain.
It's so bad. That's what you deserve. Picking on a poor cosmic entity.
Really? Let me know how that goes.
Later, we hear that Zell mysteriously drowned.
Wait,
If
did he say
the
will?
mods were too real.
Mhm.
Plus, how do you mine ice in a game where the ice is turned into water? Do you, like, can you suck up the water and use it like ice?
So, one second. One second.
Well, that's neat. Yeah, could really use the friendship drive in Gravity Well. Who can say?
Maybe it was just cold.
One of them space fires. Yep. Well, I mean, everything's in space, so yeah. I was watching a movie the other day where someone shoves another guy into an airlock and thus pushes himself away from the ship and is not on a tether, which is just fucking stupid to begin with. But I had this idea, like, what if you sing the song from Blues Traveler to bring him back to the ship, because the song says that that the hook brings you back.
It's certainly something.
Yep. Then my work is complete. Wait, I'm trying to make people smarter, not dumber. What a powerful mistake I've made. Were you here for that? You were here for that. With Terry Crews. Seriously, you guys gotta stop trying to force ice on me.
Oh, 3.
So, Zell's obviously a Time Lord. He's not even hiding it very well. Wait, Zell, are you the master? Okay, fair enough. As long as you're not the master, I have very strong opinions about the master.
So we got the Doctor, the Master. Is there a Bachelor?
That's what someone said, and then they suggested that that might be James Bond, which I like.
Yeah, I guess it would work. Yes.
It would.
A guy who keeps changing identities and yet still maintain, or keeps changing faces and yet maintains the same identity and sometimes even the same continuity, but not always. The Doctor or James Bond? Huh. I haven't. What? Yeah. Jodie Whittaker. I don't know why that name sticks in my mind. I'm sadly terrible at remembering actresses. Oh God, the Matt Smith one, the one with the huge chin. No, the angry old man. Oh, I like that guy. I like that Doctor.
That's weird.
Oh, I think I might have put a little bit too much juice on that. Oh well. It phased into the voxels. Wonderful and terrible.
An orbital one. Sure, give me a second.
I love that after all this mischief, the privateer still has 40% hydrogen. Very nice. Of course, part of that is down to efficient flying and only using hydrogen at full power when I need it. That reminds me, Comet, you were saying that any engine system can be throttled, like the you can basically gear up or gear down anything. It's not just Dragon Cage. But I actually had a thought about that, and the Dragon Cages can be much more evenly throttled down because you can turn off one thruster in each face, whereas a lot of other systems you can't really do that. I suppose you could turn off some thrusters, but how many people have an exactly even number of thrusters on each side, you know?
I guess it depends on the design they're going for.
I suppose. Yeah, most people don't, because why would you? A lot of ships are designed with a lot of forward thrust and maybe a lot of braking thrust. Or a lot of forward and upward thrust. Yeah, you've got omni thrust. You just you'd still be able to do some throttling by turning off one or two of your back thrusters, at least if you're out of gravity. If you're in gravity, you're kind of boned. Well, no, not really. Never mind. As long as your up thrust is okay.
Wait, I have a zoom button on my right click? When did that happen?
No, planet approach should be. It might be on the other side of the planet, yes.
Yep. There's another one of those fucking Aquila strike corvettes. Oh, it's a different kind of ship. It's another corvette.
Yeah, planet approach is just outside. The gravity well, I mean. So should I meet you in orbit or?
Oh, I was gonna come visit the moon base, and now here I am spray painting the chick.
That's how it goes,
That's
isn't it?
That's how it goes, yeah. I was gonna chop up a space station, and then I got back to working on the elevator doors, and yeah, then I decided to kill a guy.
Hooray, murder!
Really weird out of context. Yeah, then I decided to kill a guy, you know, like you do.
Normal Saturday
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
Maybe if we just killed a gator a little.
Perhaps if we were to cook and eat her slightly. I love the idea that you could cook and eat someone slightly.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want to go overboard with it, do you?
Yeah, well, of course not. You would never want to do that. Uh-oh.
Hmm.
I think the very fact that Lathy would be okay with you nibbling on him tells you that that might be a thing you shouldn't do.
Probably.
I also feel like canonically, if the Borg show up to assimilate your ship and Lathy turns out to be on that ship, that they will immediately nope the fuck out. Although that does, of course, risk the situation like Droopy Dog, where you're like, you know, going away at transwarp speeds and Lathy's there on the bridge with you. He's like, what are we running from, guys? I love that when that guy runs to the other side of the earth and he just, like, hides in a little hotel room and Droopy's there. He's like, what kept you?
Well, I'm currently moving into space.
I have to turn off this weld grid before someone gets welded. Well,
Yeah, gonna be a minute.
let's fix that accident waiting to happen. These are regular lights. Yeah, let's use regular lights. We can be blinky. I don't need those spinning lights. They're cool though. Gotta have a bunch of lunch boxes. Bunch of crunch.
Nom nom nom.
Nom 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 nom.
Lunch. Alright, how many can I hold? 813? Sure, that'll be fine. I'll buy that for $1. Whoa. I kind of regret cutting up the arc.
Oh yeah.
Because it might have made a better topper to the beanstalk than the pirate station that's full of half-assembled assemblers.
I'll show you a better topper.
What?
Don't
No.
threaten me with a good time.
Comet, can you show me?
Who knows? Maybe. Ask me in
Right.
a few months.
Oh, I think I will.
Things just got interesting. Let's see if, like a Simpsons, it was like, dude, Homer's like, dude, don't harsh my mellow or whatever the hell. He said some kind of, frat boy lingo or whatever. And Marge is like, I'm not a dude, I'm a hottie.
Mhm.
All right. I gotta make decisions now. Why are you doing this to me? Can't you guys just not crash into things?
No.
Well, shit. Alright.
I just had a thought about the whole Bond being the Bachelor. That would actually set a precedence for Talent becoming the Doctor again, considering when Connery, Lazenby, and then Connery again.
Oh no.
Huh.
Not the continuity.
Continuity in Doctor Who? What the fuck is that? Like, that's end times.
Yeah.
And much
I wish
like
it
The
had a bit.
Simpsons. What?
I wish it was a little bit more consistent with its continuity.
Yeah, me too. Although, I mean, on the plus side, if they come up with a bad idea, like certain characters, or certain statements about the Doctor, that just didn't happen. They didn't even have to retcon it. It just,
You just forget it was ever said. True.
like let's kill the moon. It's not. Oh no, they keep insisting that one was real. Complete fucking nonsense episode.
Mhm.
I mean, not that I have strong opinions on it.
Laffy having strong opinions? No.
I know, right? It's crazy. I'm such an easygoing, non-judgmental space monster. To be fair, the character usually is. I mean, he just that's one of the things I envy about him is he just doesn't judge people. Though that does make some other people angry at him.
Well, I'm 14 kilometers out though.
Putin's Russia, Trinity repair you.
And
Dude,
now
don't take
everyone we
your shit
know?
off in space.
Mhm.
I suppose it will. Unless you're in sunlight. Then you're kind of boned. No, you're probably right, because you're in basically a vacuum flask. I was
I'm glad someone
amazed.
said that because I was like, I'm pretty sure. So I'm glad
For
someone
a-
said that with more confidence than I was.
For human body, it might be that you radiate enough. I don't know. It's tough to say because
So
you would
where?
die and stop producing your own heat fairly quickly. So it's tough to say. No, they don't. We know that's not true because a guy was exposed to vacuum. You're right about the surface. All your sweat and saliva and tears would boil away. And anything in your ears too, I think. But nothing in your blood vessels, because otherwise he'd be dead. Oh, like yeah, the capillaries in your eyes can rupture and things like that. But it, oh well, you'd suffocate before anything else happened. That's the thing.
Time to give someone an oxygen brother and find out.
Actually, that's the thing is in space you can't hold your breath because if you try, the air will escape. It's like when you're deep sea diving and they tell you not to hold your breath on the way up. If you try, the air will get out of your lungs anyway. It's just that it won't go out through your mouth.
That's why you give him an oxygen bottle.
Hmm. Maybe. Well, that's what I
Yeah,
heard. Was that lung
I've read
tissue
that was a
would.
myth recently.
That's what I heard. Was that lung tissue would. That lung tissue can't hold that kind of. It's not very strong on its own. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. Oh, when you're going, yeah, the deep sea divers, or not even deep sea divers, any scuba divers who are using, pressurized air, they have to be careful. They have to exhale all the way up. And it turns out that when you exhale, it may seem counterintuitive at first, but there's a lot of air in your lungs, so you can sometimes end up exhaling all the way up from one breath. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, and it actually may even be less than that because spacesuits and stuff will often be pressurized to lower than atmospheric pressure because you don't. I think it's partly because they have a higher concentration of oxygen and they don't want to poison you. I don't know. I know that they have a lower pressure, and that the weird thing for me is that spacesuits are at a lower pressure than the habitat. Though that might be so the spacesuit doesn't turn into a complete balloon and stop you from doing anything. I don't know.
I've arrived, though.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, that's not a connector.
You try to dock with your hyperdrive.
Yeah, from the camera angle, it looked like a connector there.
I could see it. Jesus Christ.
Gods.
I don't know how hot that is. Oof. Oof.
Thalassa, what is 98 degrees Fahrenheit in Thalassa?
It's about
Can you look
37.
it up?
It's somewhere between 35 and 37.
Still warm.
I saw a thing once that made sense to me that's like Celsius, that Fahrenheit. Celsius is like Fahrenheit, except if considering the temperature, the comfort level of water instead of people.
Yep.
Although that could just be biased from familiarity,
Definitely.
I've heard of metric users who like Fahrenheit for non-scientific stuff, though.
Then they're not fucking metric users. Fucking posers.
It just, like, it feels
I like
wrong
it because,
somehow
yeah.
for 30 degrees Celsius,
Yeah,
for 30
it's
degrees
off.
to be a bad temperature, and for 100 degrees to be the kind of thing that would kill you horribly.
Well, that's definitely just because you're used to Fahrenheit and
Yeah, Celsius
Right.
water freezes at 0 and boils at
100.
100. Well, at standard atmospheric pressure, and
Yeah, of course.
no, water boils and freezes at a constant thing. If you keep the well, yeah, but that is also a thing you can make constant, and the things are all interrelated with each other. Plus, I think we're working through our measurements to relate them to universal constants. Like they recently changed the kilogram to. There's a couple of different things. There's an electrostatic way of measuring it, and
Disabling Netflix.
a sphere of silicon. What? Yeah, and of course the thing is, once you have the sphere, you don't. Once you've measured the sphere, you don't need it anymore. But anybody could theoretically recreate it and remeasure. I love that all the kilogram weights are different from each other. Like no one really knows why. Like, and we can't tell which ones are gaining and which ones are losing. We just know that they're not all going the same way. And we've accounted for fingerprints and erosion, and we're like, where's this coming from? What's happening?
So that the connector is turned off and I can't turn it on.
Is
What
that
was that
not
thing?
share with faction?
Yeah. Yeah, but... Wait a second. Is there a ship docked there? Do you see a ship docked there? I see a ship docked there.
Yeah, yeah, there is a ship there. It's one of the
Apparently it isn't.
Oh! Okay, that's
Right, desync.
that's a hell of a desync issue. It looks like one of your, it's the grinder, I want to say. I can't get a close look at the head of it from Spoon's stream. Butts. It looks like a ship. It looks solid.
Yeah, it doesn't have the flimmering effect, so...
It's a ghost ship!
Mhm.
Alright,
Yeah, definitely
alright.
makes stocking difficult.
Pass. Endure.
Hooray, I docked.
Here,
That could have been
we
bad.
see the space engineer in his natural habitat, about to
Now
keep
to just...
Oh man, I'm
Jump
still
a
so
hole.
close to the planet. Crumbles.
Oh, hey, Spoon, tell Hillbilly I forgot that they were at that party last night, too.
Hi, Convoy. Yep.
I need to build an ice Roomba. There's a crater right next to the one we're living in. That's fairly flat and smooth. And I can just imagine a vehicle that just bumps into the crater walls and roams around dragging drills over the place.
Wait. Wrong move controller.
Oh, that's not good. That's not a good prize. Dang it. Got a song stuck in my own head. It's not a bad song, it's just, you know.
And no. That advice mine.
There's a... Oh, you could more easily get it from, Asteroid. One of the many things on my to-do list is to build something that can rip open the voxels and get at
Nom
the
nom nom.
broad, shallow fucking deposits that are all over the place here. Okay, Spoon's already got blinking lights. It
Because I
sounds
got
like they're
net
just
lights.
on him, you know? Like,
Do I?
Of course I got navigation lights.
little shoulder lights. You got a red one on the left and a green one on the right.
Hmm.
Yeah, and right at the rear.
That's one I haven't added to my ships. I should, but I have enough trouble remembering. I just remember that red is port. Port's a type of wine, and so is red. So
Mhm.
there's also a block called Shipyards, which is sort of like that. The one thing I don't like it is that about it, and I'm not sure anybody else would either, is that if you crank its setting all the way up in game, it will just basically the ship just poofs into existence pretty much. The lasers come out and then boom, there's a ship. And I'm like, you didn't draw nearly enough power to do that. You need to pay more attention. Like, I want something like the Star Trek, that station in Star Trek where it can weld your ship and you don't have to worry about it, you know? But it's a station-based thing, so it doesn't make other stuff obsolete. It lets you do deep welding and deep grinding, you know? But I don't want to poof, it's done. That's, you know, what the fuck? That's why there's like a person, without naming any names, there's a Minecraft server that I've been looking into, and it's got like all these mods on it. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to have magic spells in Minecraft. I want to figure out how I can make those work in vanilla with command blocks. You know?
Mhm. That's a very different challenge than what most people that play Minecraft are looking for, though.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, my goal is to make a spell. Like, how could I make Fireball, for example, with only command blocks and the existing entities and things like that? And then, how could I make it user-friendly so that you could use Fireball with some simple instructions? You know?
Hmm.
You don't have to do anything complicated, you just do the thing I did, you know? I
Oh, that's
used to
very
have...
easy.
Yeah,
You take a bottle of strong alcohol, put a cloth in there, light the cloth, and then you throw it. You got a fireball.
that's Magic Molotov, come on.
Mhm.
It's funny how those things got their name.
Hmm.
Because the guy, I want to say the guy that Molotov was a guy who was delivering bread baskets that were actually bombs. Like he was dropping these things out of planes and claiming it was humanitarian aid, and they just keep exploding. I don't know why,
Mhm.
you know. And so the citizens were like, "Well, here's some cocktails to go with his bread baskets." Uh Good times.
A G move.
Oh, what have they done now?
Mhm. mods. Bluesbreak VT, thank you so much for the follow. Your name has been. Bluesbreak VT, thank you so much for the follow. Your name has been entered into the passenger registry of my ship, the Starmaid. You may come and go as you please, and don't get confused. The Starmaid is the ship from which I am broadcasting my stream to Twitch. It is not anything you will find in the game because those are ships in a video game, and that is a different thing. Welcome in.
I kind of wish that I had subscribed after y'all knew me, because then it'd be like, because I see Bluesbreak is now aboard, so it'd be like Lathy Speaks is now aboard. You'd be like, oh no, he's on the ship.
Oh god! The horror! He's in the walls! He's in the walls!
The ship is lost. Abandon ship. Abandon ship.
Lathy canonically has a beefway. Jesus Christ. Has a beef with a version of Janeway, Captain Janeway from Voyager. And part of that story is that they opened up one of the panels on the Voyager and they found a bunch of tiny little Lathys destroying the circuits in there. He was in fact in the walls.
A Lathy infestation. The horror!
It's like, are you in my walls? I can't tell. His whole thing was that he was trying to help. Aww, that's very cute. What Bluesbreak just said.
When you see another cute trans girl, Dan gets you have to follow again. Aw, thank you. Gonna have to check you out too then.
Can confirm Connor is cute.
Lies. Don't believe it. Not a word of it.
The Doolittle raids. Yeah. That was one of the few things that I can thank the Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor movie for is showing me that those raids fucking existed, because it's like, that can't be real. And then I read about it and I'm like, oh, so it was.
So what are they? Mm-hmm.
It was a one-way trip. They stripped everything off those bombers they could get away with so that the bombers could take off from a carrier. Because that was the thing. Japan didn't think we could reach them, and they were technically right, because the things we could have reached them with couldn't take off. The things we could have hurt them with couldn't take off from the carriers, or so they thought. The Doolittle, I forget whether he was a general or a colonel or what, but the guy in charge of the whole thing, the thing the raids are named after, said, well, we're gonna do a symbolic thing. We're gonna strip down everything from these fucking planes so that they can take off from these carriers, and then they're not coming back. The pilots will eject after jump out the doors, because they didn't have ejection seats. They'll jump out, hit the silk, and the planes will crash. But first they'll drop bombs on Japan to show them they're not untouchable. And also how fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs we are. We're willing to throw like 15 of our own planes into a scrapyard in order to teach you a lesson. Yeah, that was it wasn't a suicide mission. It was super dangerous, but everybody involved knew, and I find that acceptable. Can't imagine why. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, if I was going to do that, I would drop something like a bunch of condoms.
You would drop a
or
Jack in the
something
Box.
like that. Jack in the Box? Yes.
Yeah.
Or no, a bunch of those little jacks. The little toys.
Little cow trap looking things.
Yeah, the little things. Yeah, they. Yeah. 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 What? Yeah. What I found fascinating was this guy who I forget what he's called. One of the YouTube channels that I watched. He talked about how he showed two pictures, and one was he said, "Well, okay, this is one. This is the atomic bomb, and this is one that we firebombed 3 weeks before that." Oh no, wait, I switched those pictures. They were basically identical because at the time, I mean, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs, I mean, as devastating as they were, we were already doing that kind of damage to other cities. And so, yeah, well, the thing is, we didn't, that's a good point too. Yeah, but the thing is, we didn't warn them when we wanted to warn them about, I forget which one was first. Was it Hiroshima or Nagasaki? Can't remember. But whichever one we did first, we didn't call them. We didn't say, "Oh, we've got a big bomb that'll do this." We told them it was going
Yeah,
to be.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, but the flyers
You
didn't
broadcasted it on
say.
radio for
Yeah,
weeks
we did.
before that.
You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish, guys. I was going to say we warned them, but we didn't say it was going to be an atomic bomb because no one knew what the fuck that was. Well, we told them it was going to be devastation and fire. You know, I think maybe the likes of which had not been seen before or something. But the point is, we used familiar terms. The second bomb was when we said, "Hey, remember that thing that happened to that one city where we dropped one bomb and it was gone? We're going to drop another one of those. Get the fuck out."
Oh, good. I think my headset just died again.
Oh, fuck.
That's how you're pissing me off.
You know, it's funny. A friend of mine, she had this
I missed the
headset.
dramatic part. Sorry,
What?
go on. I said I missed the dramatic part because of my dumb headset. I don't know what my headset's fucking problem is today.
Oh, it's just that they didn't say anything about an atomic bomb until the second warning. It was only after we dropped the first bomb that we're like, "Hey, remember that thing where we made a whole city disappear with one bomb? We're gonna drop another one of those bombs. GTFO if you don't want that to happen to you. You know? I mean,
Yeah.
unless you like being consumed by fire, then no judgment." Well, that's what I'm saying is no one knew what an atom bomb was, and no one believed before the bomb was dropped that a single bomb could do that. So we just told them we were going to attack the city, and it was going to be like the other ones, which it was. It was just that we did it with one bomb. um, and the blinding flash. What boggles my mind, I read in World War Z, the book, which is don't get me started. I have strong opinions about the movie. But the book talks about
I'm looking at the leaflet right now. It explicitly says atomic bomb that can destroy a single city.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is that?
it
Are you sure that's
explicitly
from the
says that.
first one?
Please check
I'm pretty sure it is.
Huh. Well, then, guess that guy's facts were wrong.
Maybe consider
People make
changing
mistakes.
things.
That was what I was told. It made sense at the time. Like I said, it's not like they didn't warn them. I thought they just used familiar terms instead of saying an atomic bomb, but that actually sounds like a cheat move. Like you're telling people something they're probably not going to believe.
Although the second leaflet is much more devastating because it shows a picture.
Uh-huh. All right, so there are lights on. God damn it, I can't see the lights from here. When you come back, let me know if you can see the fucking lights. I cranked them up to 11. What? I just was gonna say I cranked the lights up to 11 and I let the and I set their blink interval to like 2 seconds. So
You know, but what I don't know if there were other variants of the leaflets.
that's possible. Maybe he was talking about some variants.
But I'm not googling that much into that right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But so in World War Z, they talked about these things called hibukashu, I think is the word. And it's about the people who were crippled by the atomic bomb, particularly the ones who were blinded. And they were treated with a kind of reverence for being survivors, but also shame. They were kind of shunned, untouchables, because they had survived or, some cultural difference. And I'm like, that can't be real. That's not real. No one would do that. It totally is. What the fuck? Like, fuck you for being blinded by an enemy attack, I guess.
Wow!
Reminds me of Trump's. I prefer veterans that weren't POWs that didn't get captured.
Wow.
Warning. Please check inventory. for
Oh, I didn't get
extraneous
captured. They, I wasn't locked in with them. They were locked in with
Time to
Why
lighten the
would you
mood a
talk to me
bit.
again?
To lighten the mood.
Spoon,
Yeah.
this is a
yeah.
war crime. This is a violation of the Geneva Convention. Spoon, why would you do such a thing?
You mean the Geneva suggestion?
The duck bomb.
Classic German human rights violation. Why?
Quack, 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 quack.
Well, I think you answered your own question with the German, you know. Aren't all Germans
know.
required to be evil?
Apparently, that's what media tells me.
I love when they had Homer Simpson on that island. I don't know if you remember that episode. It was a reference to The Prisoner, and
Warning.
they had
Please
that
check
evil
inventory
Homer.
for extraneous tape.
Like it wasn't even very
Warning.
convincingly
Please check
disguised.
inventory for
Like he
extraneous
had a
tape.
bald cap on his head that didn't look very good. And I think he had a mustache when he first showed up, and he had to shave it off. And he's like, "Aren't there any evil movies on? Like something about an evil island?"
I don't remember that
You know, I don't-
episode.
I've never watched The Simpsons.
You never have?
Gasp!
I
Gasp!
think I might have caught an episode once. I don't know.
It's, it's a good show. It does very good at maintaining a consistent level of sort of middle of the road, which is hard to do for 24 goddamn years.
Middle of the road, meaning like politically, or because it doesn't sound
humor
politically
quality
matter.
wise, they have some really good episodes. They have some really bad episodes. Most of their episodes are just entertaining. They do the thing they're meant to do.
Gotcha.
They consistently have some good gags that land, and they manage to keep telling decent stories.
Gotcha.
It's like a slow burn candle, you know.
I think.
I mean, it's just like it's not super bright, but at the same time, it lasts a really long fucking time and does okay, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to damn them with faint praise either, because number one, that's fucking impressive to be able to do that. They are the longest running series ever. I think they passed Gunsmoke, which was the second longest, some time ago. And secondly, it's not like they're mid. I don't mean to say they're very okay, you know? I mean, obviously, like we all have quoted things from them, and they do have some memorable moments even now. Anyway, I've said enough, so. Pocket sand.
Gotcha.
Pocket sand, oh god!
Really? Hey. Fucking chauvinism. That's the only reason I can think of why it wouldn't have been mentioned. Maybe that's the thing I'm thinking of then. Aha. No, wait. Simpsons used to do, I think. I don't know. You know, one of the things I've never understood is some of these TV breaks. I mean, because it's not like they're giving the actors a break. As far as I know, the actors either do the scenes all at once or in 2 chunks. And then it's the networks that are like, yeah, we're going to arbitrarily not show you new stuff for 5 weeks or 3 weeks or however long we feel like, check back with us if we can be bothered. I'm like, okay, well then that makes more sense. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like,
Did you
from
just
what
say
I
they were
understand,
recording stuff from Star Wars' second trilogy during the first? They held onto that for decades?
yeah, I'm gonna press X to doubt that. I'm gonna need you
Define
to cite
second and first
sources on that.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, what possibly could have been reused?
Yeah, it was
So,
reused, but
are
it's
you
not
are you
like they were
talking?
filming
Hold on.
stuff for the second trilogy.
Are you saying they were? Can I can I ask a question? So you say they filmed it then and there. What are they filming? Are they filming like a green screen background that we can then put actors over later on?
Well, that's what I like. They're filming a physical location that they can do stuff with later, right?
So they weren't like
Uh,
filming the actors, is what I'm saying. They were filming a background.
That can't. No, that's impossible. None of the actors who starred in the second
Yeah.
trilogy were alive, except for Liam Neeson and I think the other guy, but they were much younger then. God damn it. I should be able to remember that dude's name.
Yeah, but
Ah,
like the point stands, like there's the actors were not selected, they were not alive yet, they were not born.
yeah.
That's like a 40-year difference.
Uh-huh.
I struggle to believe that there's a recording quality that would look good enough to be reused like that with before the advent of like AI upscaling.
Also, they didn't
it
even
again.
have any idea. Well, okay, so I think Lucas had some ideas, but then again, keep in mind that George Lucas says a lot of things.
George realized why Jake bore the scene. He had caught him playing
And
with
I'm not even
sand.
saying that he's lying on purpose, but like not everything he says can be trusted, which I suppose is true of everyone, but you know. Yeah, that's Comet really hit the nail on the head. Hayden Christensen hadn't even been born when Return of the Jedi came out. Um Coruscant,
Coruscant didn't appear in the first
yeah, Coruscant didn't, and
trilogy.
Coruscant is like 99.999% CG. There isn't a location for
What
Yeah,
Coruscant.
is
It's
the
called a
location?
computer. The location of Coruscant is a computer. It doesn't exist. There's no location. It's a green screen. No, I demand answers right this
We're
second.
gonna need more than a video to
Yeah.
believe that one. I'm gonna need some like I'm gonna need something more than that. Oh, is that who? Sorry, who was the video of?
Well, okay, let's find out
Yeah, I
what
could
they were
believe.
filming.
Yeah, I could believe that he was recording for the third trilogy during the second trilogy.
That I could totally believe, but although the third trilogy wasn't under his control, so again,
Yeah, but I could see some. Hey, we're gonna keep some assets that are not completely used or something like
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, also specifically that it's Coruscant. Coruscant, you don't film on location. Coruscant's location is a
Right.
hard drive somewhere and a green screen. Um, you know, I wish that some of these patterns, like this caution tape, it doesn't actually show up on things like the hangar doors. Even the vanilla hangar doors don't actually have the stripes. I wish they did.
Oh, but yeah, sorry, Zell. So what I was trying to say, by the way, isn't I'm not going to believe that someone said this. Is like, it's if he just makes the claim and doesn't go into information about how that makes sense, then I'm not going to believe it. If he can go into information and if he can go into detail and if he makes it make sense, then I will believe it. I suppose.
There we go. Yeah, I would go along with that. Yeah. So yeah, it is not pointless for you to research it. Is the point I think we're both trying to make? Not
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
I'm glad that worked out. I was like, oh shit, am I mansplaining? God damn it.
Yeah. I was right there with you the whole time.
Okay, that it all worked out. Hooray! Everyone wins and everyone lives.
For
Which
now.
is for now, yeah. Which isn't that true for anybody? I mean, except for Spoon, because Spoon is sustained by the power of the darkness in his heart and will be around until the sun burns out,
Yes.
at least. And then he'll take the
Oh,
iron.
I also think that my response just now was more unclear than I meant it to be. You were not mansplaining, no.
Oh, that is good to know. That is good to know.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't like accidentally come away implying you might have been, because you weren't. You weren't.
Much appreciated.
Also, now you now have even more eyes.
Me?
Zell.
Okay. Oh, Zell, you have even more ice. I thought at first you said also now you have even more ice. I don't know. Your cryopod is full of ice.
That's a good place for the ice to be, frankly. Some of it.
I suppose you're right. Yeah. What if the cryopods were just like those Walmart styrofoam coolers with like ice inside them? I saw a movie that had an interesting idea with suspended animation. Time jumpers. People who commit a crime and then they get aboard a ship as like, you know, Stan Fakistan, you know, a totally innocent man person, you know, and then they're traveling at relativistic speed to another place with a shipment, and by the time they get out, everybody who cared about the crime they committed is dead of old age.
Brian, you ducked me too.
Quack, 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 quack.
So often, I spend so much of my life as a sad little duck. Why?
DuckTales.
And Spoon bunked me while I am ducked. How rude! Why is this my life? Hey Brian, welcome in. How have you been? Just stopping by for a minute or two. Well, I appreciate you stopping in.
Ryan the Exile.
Yep.
Wait, no.
Also, what is he exiled from?
The less you know, the better.
I guess that's true.
You killed a man with this Slay the Spire mod. Because Brian writes Slay the Spire mods.
I can't explain why.
Duck Redeem.
Oh, the Duck Redeem, yes.
Definitely
it is very
worth
cute.
showing off.
George
thank
Lucas
you.
filmed a secret shot for Revenge of the Sith 6 years before the movie came out. During the
I love that
production
it's
of Attack of the
kind of
Clones,
part
George
mermaid,
Lucas
of course, because it's part. Ah, that makes a lot more sense.
I was like, well, what about the Cloudy Pete?
George Lucas
Oh.
filmed a sequel.
The
Here's
6
that.
years in question, though, are
How much stuff are you
important.
doing for
That makes
episode 3
sense.
now?
Yeah,
Just this one
that
shot.
makes sense.
It means that I don't have to come back here.
And that
Just
explains
long
why
way
you
to
would do
come
that,
and
because
bring
yeah,
a
you might
crew
not
of
have that
60 people
location
just to
ever
shoot
again.
one shot and then rebuild the set.
Back to
Years
the
for
Future
that.
did the
Can't do it.
same.
So George, why?
Take
Really?
a listen to why
Yeah.
I know that.
George Lucas
That's neat.
Then
I feel like
Yeah, that-
some of it was
Tunisia.
real,
Take a
wasn't it?
listen to why he
I
did
thought that
it.
was
the,
Tunisia.
Why are you shooting?
I thought the Tatooine was filmed in Tunisia.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Why is this? What the? Right, I forgot that the spray paint mod doesn't automatically pick up the texture that you picked.
It's got its own texture picking tool.
Mm-hmm. And I keep forgetting that.
Yep. Hi, Autumn.
Bring you back.
Speaking of Slave Aspire modders, there's another one there, Autumn.
All right.
What was it now? What? Nah. Is there some open containers?
Boon, no means no.
No.
I should stop stumbling over and over. I'm gonna give anybody who's actually watching my stream motion sickness.
I'll go back to building then. Unless I fill Comet up with ice.
Iceflation. Huh, I've never actually seen it, but I'm sure there's art somewhere of someone being inflated by ice.
Wow, I got back. I'm undefinite at the right time. Also, I'm right back. I'm headed to the bathroom.
Good luck!
Thank you. Hope it goes well.
If I haven't done psychic damage to people in the day, like, what am I even doing with my life?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Stuffing, weight gain. It was funny. It was like a friend of mine who's into like a bunch of weird, like he's curious about a bunch of weird stuff, and I said, yeah, well, have you looked into Unbirth? And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, pretty much what it says on the tin. And he reports back, and he was like, yeah, that is pretty odd. That's what I love about the human race. So many strange and interesting ideas, and if you can name a thing, someone is excited by it. One of the things I would like to file a bug report on is that there are people who are just not okay with that, like as if your interests affect them in any way.
Shenanigans. You walked into shenanigans.
Someone is smoking outside, and the smoke's being pulled into my house.
Also, hey,
Magic? Oh,
magic.
oh,
He's a witch! Found the witch!
joke's on you. The witch is into that.
Eventually,
Ah!
maybe consider changing game setting.
All right, instead of spinning this thing over and over, I'm going to pull cargo into it like I was supposed to. Baby, right round like a record, baby, right round, round, round. I like Flo Rida's remix of that. My only problem with Florida is that and it's only a problem in that I have to be careful where I listen to his stuff, and that a lot of it has sexual undertones. So like as catchy as the tune is, I can't really share that with my mom. You know, it's just not mom appropriate.
Can't relate.
Fair enough. Why do I have a bunch of fucking steel plate in here? Weird. Cannot withdraw. Oh no! Wait, it just did withdraw. What the fuck? You lied. You said you couldn't withdraw it, and then you did. Did you see the one? I think it's from The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. There's this lady dancing in like a big open field with her arms out, and the caption is, "Look how many fucks I give."
Yeah. Yeah.
Good time. Detach.
No matter how hard you push, that will never fit.
I still love that Pal World parody that I posted in the chat, you know. The one where the pals, where the guy is going to attack the pal, and instead she breaks his weapon and then tail slaps him, and that knocks him on tilt, and then she's able to capture him. And in the sequel, she...
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, and in the sequel, she and another pal fight. The other pal throws out a person in a gimp suit who is a reference to Guns Akimbo. They got a pair of pistols taped to their hands. And the it's in the chat somewhere. It's in one of the, I think it's in general or maybe art. I don't know. It's made by an artist called Colerix.
Speaking of power, so is the server fixed, Comet, or does it still have the saving issues?
It still has the same issues of saving.
Ugh.
I've never seen them the way that Brian describes them. I don't doubt Brian, but I kind of want to go and see how they express to me, if they express any differently. And it's weird, like I asked about it in the Pal World Discord server, no one else seemed to be having that problem. So
Weird.
I wonder what's going on. I don't know.
Shenanigans.
Yep.
Presumably shenanigans.
Evil spirits.
Yes, they told me about the
It's
blue
Fez
sky.
Laffy. That's what it is.
Probably.
I like that the code of the Lathies dictates that if one Lathie thinks that an object or person is actually him in disguise, they have to say once he calls them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, Brian. It does seem like it would be unlikely that it would only affect you, so I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to further diagnose it. The next troubleshooting step would be to remove the bases mod, because I can't think of anything else I'm doing differently that isn't like common practice on among their servers, you know? Do we use the same mod? Oh, okay. Because there are a bunch of different mods that do that, or at least a few. I mean, I haven't touched it for months, other than to migrate it. Like, I haven't changed the mod. I mean, I haven't updated the mod or anything. Yeah, sorry. I was using Hostinger, but firstly Hostinger would like deny a CPU, and the CPU spiked. Like, oh, your CPU spiked, therefore you get no CPU for a while. And I'm like, okay, but I'm paying for the plan that's supposed to be for this game for 5 times the number of players that are active. So if you're going to tell me that that package doesn't actually allow for one person to play, then I don't think I want to use your hosting service anymore. Maliciously, no, nothing like that. I mean, I'm the one that set it up on both sites, both remotely and on my other machine. I've got it running on now. I transferred files from the old server to a local machine, yeah. Oh, sorry. No, the settings are actually recreated. Which was annoying because I kept fucking up tiny little settings, the things that seemed really tiny that I didn't pay enough attention to, and then this was important. I don't remember like what it was. Oh yeah, like I didn't reset the egg duration thing, and I forgot just how different that setting was. And I get back, I'm like, oh right, this. I'm gonna just pop a little quick egg test in to use that to test the saving and see if that egg hatches, it remains hatched. Oh right, that egg won't hatch for hours and hours. I forgot about that. Just silly little things.
What?
What was the other? There was another that Brian was looking at where I was like, hey, this setting is wrong. I don't remember anymore.
Gotta love that, right?
That's the best.
Like, I gave you, like, all components transferred. Well, then, it's like, then I'm out of, like, lunchboxes. Like, well, then you didn't give me all the components, did you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Occasionally it'll do that because well, no, I was gonna say if it doesn't have enough space, but then it'll tell you I couldn't withdraw this. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's a keen developer somewhere who is tearing their hair out for exactly that thing. It's like, why won't you work? You're
Oh,
not
probably,
supposed
probably.
to do that. What?
I said, oh, probably. Oh,
Yep.
god damn it. So if I switch out the Chiclets jump drives for an FSD, I've got to take out so many jump drives.
Well, you could just switch out one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then leave the other ones. There's something to be said for jump drives. Like,
If I just want to appear at a waypoint, yeah.
yeah. Or if you want to get the fuck out, you know, an FSD can bone you there because depending on what's around you, they might be like, I can't help you, buddy. You're obstructed. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm obstructed. There are drones attacking me. I want to leave.
Mm.
Good thing it doesn't do the blocked by mass. That's always the best.
There is a solution to your gravity impact problem, Zell. It requires an extra block, but it's not that bad. All you need to do is have an event block that's set to detect gravity of any kind. And when it detects gravity, it disrupts the warp. It should. Well, we'd have to test it, but it should work. I mean... yeah. Alright. So there's that. I gotta weld these. Why are you doing this smoke thing? There's no...
Smoking's bad for you, McKay.
Well, this thing is trying to pressurize a room that's clearly open to space. It's got a green... Oh, now it's yellow. Pressurization detector was donked out there,
You
apparently.
do realize I'm the one keeping you alive.
I'm gonna try
Maybe
something.
keep my battery topped up with that in mind.
Should we be worried?
Maybe.
Usually.
It does not work for me. What happens if I turn on if I turn on creative mode?
Oh, and thank you. Pursuit Salt followed me as well. Thank you, Pursuit Salt. Thank you for the follow. Your name is entered into the passenger registry of my ship, the Starmaid. You may come and go as you please. And to be clear, the Starmaid is the ship from which I am broadcasting to Twitch. It is not a ship you will find in the game.
Yet.
Oh.
Is anyone else getting a lag spike?
Not
briefly-
currently, no.
Sim speed is real low right now. Well, lag spike, I suppose that's the wrong thing. Sim speed is...
0.7, yeah.
Oh,
What is
okay, never
Fantasy
mind.
up to?
It was 0.5 a minute ago. Oh, Word of Lothon. I can't believe it right now. I really want
Refineries?
I finally shouldn't affect that.
Remember Hal from 2001?
Define many.
Properly charged either.
That doesn't
Yeah,
sound like
it's-
a lot.
Oh,
That
shit, we're
doesn't sound
falling
like
into
a
the
what?
60s.
Yeah.
Ah,
Seems more like coincidence.
That'd be my guess, yeah. Brian defines many as more than lots. Thanks for that, Brian. Wait. Is many more than lots?
Yes.
Okay.
And lots is more than a bunch.
Definitely that. Oh my gods, I'm hand welding this fucking this fucking FSD and it's a pain in the butt.
Hand welding? I
It's
didn't know
on the
you were a
inside of the
sucker.
ship.
are you using the most powerful welder at least?
Oh yeah, well no, the problem is carrying the stuff to it.
Oh, fuck, yeah. See, we need a mod for a space doggo. They would go and get you some stuff.
Almost
The catch is
through
that
the
you
gravity
couldn't
component.
control what they would get you.
God damn it, dog meat!
I mean, it would never be something junk. Like, it would always be like, you know, if you needed lunchboxes and steel plates and small steel tubes, they would bring you one of those.
Suddenly
You wouldn't
gravity
have-
components.
What?
Suddenly gravity components.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like that wouldn't be very good. Although I do sort of like the idea of a space doggo that you like grow from a little puppy, and like at first it does just bring you whatever the hell. It's like yeah. So like Spoon's mom, then.
Uh-huh. When did he last count, though? Because usually when I see SpongeBob, I'm too busy with other things to count them out.
Bum bum. What the fuck?
What are my hands doing?
I
Hands
flew up
firing.
out of the shaft, and then I turned my jetpack off. And suddenly I was in the shaft again. Maybe, trapped in a Pac-Man loop. It turned out in the original Quake that while the the world was a very large cubic space, and if you got to the edges of the cube, whatever was above you, like at the top of the cube, it was basically a Pac-Man loop. But the thing was that whatever, yeah, like if say there was a red block at the very top of the cube, and you fell past the bottom, you would see that red block going by you. And when you pass through a cube-sized space again, like when you'd fall in another cube length, you'd see the red block again, and again, and again. Only the first red block would be real. I experimented with what?
I said thanks for that, Spoon.
Yeah, thanks, Spoon. Waka 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 waka.
But that's Inky, Dinky, Pinky and Clyde.
I experimented with using that to create illusions. Like if there were blocks, like I had a room that was below the edge of the cube and it matched one above the cube. And the room below the cube had a real tunnel at the top of this, or a real shaft or hallway at the top of this set of stairs. The fake one at the top, the one that was being projected, didn't have that. It just had an open doorway. So the thing is, you'd walk up the stairs, past the threshold, and suddenly there'd be a hallway there that wasn't there before.
Witchcraft.
Mm-hmm. You could also create invisible obstacles that way. They'd have to feel their way through a room they couldn't see.
Anyways, I'm gonna be right back. Don't break the server, I'm gone.
Okay, we'll try
It's
not
fine
to.
if we break this. If we break the server, I'll just reboot it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Don't
We're
break
all
it.
gonna be safe, and we're all gonna have a great time.
So, Zelanathi. So, what is involved in getting shields going exactly? What do I need to build?
You need to build a shield. Yeah, you need a shield generator and a shield controller. And if you want to be spiffy, you'll want a modulator and an enhancer.
Okay, those.
Yeah, sorry, it's called a shield emitter, not a generator.
What is the difference between fancy and not fancy from a practical standpoint? Gotcha. I think. I realized that I was only half listening. I'm sorry. I asked a question and only half listened to the answer. Could you say that again? I'm super sorry. Okay. How bad are explosives normally? So with a modulator that I can have, without a modulator I cannot have friendlies pass through, is that right? Oh, I see. It says in a combat
Power
ship.
low. Disconnecting
Right.
browser. Disabling Netflix.
This isn't a combat ship. We're not doing PvE, so I'm not super worried about that. So I probably don't really need a modulator, but an enhancer though would help against like some NPC faction flying in and blowing us up, like happened earlier. That might be useful. Assuming I can fit any of the stuff in the first place.
Did you break the server yet?
Not yet.
Good.
We're working on it though.
Ah, don't! I explicitly
We're
requested the opposite.
Well, and we took that as a challenge.
Other thing.
Hey, thanks for getting me back in. You know, the thing that bugs me about this problem is it's that there's no predicting it. It just kind of happened. Like, sometimes I've streamed all fucking night and everything's fine. And now this time I'm streaming and I've died twice now. Say. But Yell sorted Comet's shield problem, right?
Yep, I think so.
Super.
Thank you.
Mhm.
There's also a shield air pressurizer.
That only works on stations. Just to be clear.
Boo. Makes sense.
Yeah. And you need a station shield emitter, which is more powerful.
Got it.
That is a time when Spoon's predilection for forcing people to have ice would be a positive, because the shield pressurizer uses a lot of ice.
Field emitter. How do we make field emitters?
Just in an assembler, I think they need a lot of platinum, if I recall correctly.
Okay, so it's not like any unique, any unusual, yeah, exotic. that's
Yeah,
the word.
no. It just has one component that, yeah, nothing weird about it.
Yet.
Does the shield controller table do anything different, or does this look different?
Yeah. It'd be
Okay.
cool if it showed something, because it's
Yeah,
got
that's what
like
I
a
was thinking.
floating, you know. Oh, I hate this fucking thing. I'm trying to type into the chat here, and it's saying, we're going to open a separate window to log you in. And I'm like, I'm already logged in, you piece of junk.
Hmm.
And the worst part is it pops up the goddamn extra window like it says. And the game says, and the multi-stream thing says, oh, you're logged in now, everything's fine. And then I go back and it says, your browser blocked our pop-up. I'm like, no it fucking didn't. Piece of junk. Alright,